Ba, 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 ba. Fantastic Four. Let's talk about it. All right. So I would say that Fantastic Four is probably the most anticipated superhero movie of this year. Yes, I know Superman came out, but because of the track record that Fantastic Four has had over the last 20 years, and the MCU finally has it. It's time for people have been looking for this movie. So I would say it's mostly more anticipated than Superman because we knew James Gunn was going to do his thing. Let me not talk about Superman again because I love that movie. So Fantastic Four is finally out. The first family, and with this one, the villain is Silver Surfer and Galactus. And off the bat, I am gonna say I was pretty underwhelmed with this movie. I wish I wanted more from it. And on upon the second watch, I figured out why I wanted more from it. So the reason why I was underwhelmed and it felt a little slow is because of that first 30 to 45 minutes. There's a way too many montages and there's not enough fight scenes where we're seeing where before Silver Surfer and Galactus is introduced. I feel like I would have loved to seen scenes of them, maybe I'm again off of the Superman kind of thing, where I would have loved to seen scenes of the first family kind of just being in the city, saving people in the city. Yes, we did get scenes from that, but it was in a montage and it was really just seeing them separately saving the city. But I would have loved to seen like Mole Man, that should have been a scene itself. That should have been the opening sequence was Mole Man, then getting into who Fantastic Four is. That would have been really great to really like cohesively bring the family together. So that's why I felt like it was just underwhelming because toward the first 30 to 45 minutes, I'm like, okay, we know the first family. Maybe if you're not familiar with Fantastic Four, this is a better movie for you. But I was like, okay, we get it, the first family, great, all right. When is this movie starting? And it really starts when Silver Surfer is introduced. So that's pretty much the only gripe I have with this movie because of course, Sarah Haley, I forgot the name of the casting director. She will always do her big one when casting for an MCU movie. She's the one that gave us Tom Hiddleston, Sebastian Stan, Chris Evans. She gave us our iconic people. And again, she's giving us our first family because Vanessa Kirby was the peak of this movie. She carried it on her back. I'm not saying anyone else did terribly, but Vanessa Kirby was the peak of this movie. I loved her in this movie. So there's that. The woman, she played Invisible Woman. And Pedro Pascal, yes, we're sick of him. Oh my gosh. We're in a Pedro Pascal renaissance. Like there's so much Pedro Pascal. He's in all the movies for a reason. He is a great actor for a reason. He's a great actor for a reason. He is in everything because he was Reed Richards. He was not Joel. He wasn't other characters that he's played before. He was Reed Richards. He gave smart, he gave calculated, and I loved that. Johnny Storm, Joseph Quinn. I just felt like Joseph Quinn was giving like audience pandering to the audience kind of thing. Like Chris Evans is so naturally Johnny Storm that when Joseph Quinn does it, it feels like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it should have been a different actor. He didn't do bad. He was fine. I liked him in it. I'm not saying that he was terrible. It's just that it felt acting. It felt like he was acting as Johnny Storm and that he wasn't Johnny Storm. I don't even know the guy who plays the Thing. All I know is that he's in Star Wars and he's also in The Bear. And his voice acting was great. CGI wise, Renesmee Baby was in it. Renesmee Baby was killing me, bro. I was like, why do they keep giving the baby to the CGI character? Because they had both. They had the realistic baby, they had a real baby, and then they had the CGI baby. And they kept giving the baby to the CGI character to the Thing. Stop giving the baby to the Thing because the baby looked and it took me out of it. And the Thing looked okay, CGI wise. Sorry, I'm gonna get to things that I liked. CGI wise. All right, now things that I liked. Silver Surfer. Let me get my Funko Pop. Silver Surfer. Yes, she was a yes, and I'm happy that everyone else loved her as well because she was surfing on that lava. So that was my favorite scene. I do want to talk about the scene when they go to Galactus' ship. And as soon as he's like, your baby has cosmic powers, I want your baby, and he induces the pregnancy, all the way up until they put Silver Surfer in a black hole for a month. That sequence is better than any standalone scene from Superman. Does that make sense? The Fantastic Four as a whole, 6 out of 10 for me. Superman, 10 out of 10. But that scene alone is a 10 out of 10, and it's better than picking out any scene, standalone scene from Superman. Like, if I were to, like, you picking up what I'm putting down. That was crazy. The music, the acting, the everything in that sequence. Seeing it again, I knew for a second time, especially when I watched it the second time, I was like, oh yeah, this is a good sequence, because Vanessa herself, right, was just like, Johnny, kill her. And he was like, what? She was like, kill her. And then when the beam was curving and she was like, oh, she was on the edge of the wormhole. Bro, that scene was so good. And then the calculation of Reed Richards, you got to see everyone's, oh my gosh, you got to see everyone's character shine in that scene. The Thing was like trying to be grounded and was like, okay, what can we do? How can I help you? Reed Richards was trying to be grounded, but of course he's going to find calculations first. And then Vanessa Kirby, or Invisible Woman, was like trying to like have this baby, but also protect her family. That scene alone, and the music in that scene is perfection. Like, if you have a chance to go see this movie again in theaters, go see it again and really listen to the music. If not, look up the score and listen to that scene. Oh my gosh, Michael Giacchino Michael Giacchino did amazing scoring this film, and I think it's better than Superman's score. Ooh, sorry, who did John Williams and oh gosh, I forgot who scored Superman's the Superman movie, but I'm going to say that this score is better than Superman. Oh my gosh, he did. But Michael Giacchino always does amazing with every film that he's done. He's done multiple Marvel movies, and he's done almost all of the Pixar movies. So just from that, you should just know he's peak. He's top 3, okay? John Williams, Hans Zimmer, Michael Giacchino, yeah. So for sure, he wins for music. And that scene, I just want to watch that scene alone. And then the movie just kind of drags for me. So when the movie drops for me is when Reed Richards is like, oh, I'm going to move the earth. And what I thought when he was like, oh, I'm going to move the earth, he got everyone to work together, turn the lights off. We built the thing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh no. I thought they were going to move the earth to 616. I know that 616 is a whole different universe, but they could have explained it away being like, oh, he overcalculated and instead of moving it to a different galaxy, he moved it to a different universe. That would have been amazing, because the last 30 minutes of the movie would have been like, okay, we got rid of Galactus. And for anyone that's like, oh, well, we needed more Galactus. We got enough Galactus in that sequence with Silver Surfer and them being on the planet and things like that. We got enough of that. So the last 30 minutes of them being on 616 could have connected our universe to their universe better for Doomsday. I just feel like, and we could have still had Doctor Doom, because Doctor Doom is on their Earth, so Doctor Doom would have moved with them, right? Oh man, because when the little force field was going over the Earth, I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening. This is a great misdirection. They didn't put it in the trailers. They didn't even hint at it. Marvel is about to move this Earth to 616, and you could have had B-list characters. You could have had C-list characters. We didn't need to have Anthony Mackie or Sebastian Stan. We could have had one of the smaller characters being like, oh my gosh, what is this? What's going on? Oh my gosh. Imagine the last 30 minutes of it being on 616. So they didn't do that. Silver Surfer destroys the teleportation stuff, and Johnny learns her language, and I don't know, I'm just bored talking about it. And then Galactus comes to their Earth, and they try to save Franklin, and again, this is where Vanessa Kirby shines. I'm just getting chills talking about it when she's like, you're not going to get my son. And she pushes him back with her force field. And she's just like pushing him. And she's like bending all the way back. And she's like, ugh. And Reed Richards is like, this is too much. And she was like, get my son. Like, I don't care if it's too much. She pushes and she pushes. Silver Surfer saves Johnny, whatever, because Johnny's going to sacrifice himself, whatever. I'm sorry. I'm bored talking about it. I'm sorry. I don't even want to lie, because I know a lot of people like this movie, but it's just kind of like, it was average to me. It could have been there. It was missing something. And I think it was just missing I don't know what it was missing, but it was just missing something for me to be like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? And so we find out that in the end credit scene made me mad, bro. Like we already knew Doomsday was gonna be a thing, and this is the problem with Marvel is that Marvel is trying to keep us, excited, but we can't be excited when you're spoiling everything for us, right? We can't keep our anticipating when we already knew Doomsday was coming. So once I saw the end credit scene, I was like, okay, cool. And then the second end credit scene, knowing that this movie is 2 movies before Doomsday, why was it a cartoon scene and not Thunderbolts? Because at the end of Thunderbolts, we saw the Fantastic Four ship come in. So I thought that we're gonna have something tying to Thunderbolts. No, I don't know, y'all. Sometimes it's like, you know what I mean? It makes me do this. Marvel makes me do this. I love me some Marvel. Don't play with me. You know what I mean when it comes to Marvel. However, it's just that I feel like Kevin Feige is grasping at straws, and we have they're he's trying to cater to everyone, and you can't cater to everyone. You can't cater to diehard fans that are watching everything and trying to keep up with everything, but then you can't cater to the general audience and spoil everything because it's just gonna end up being no fun. You have to just pick one audience, and I feel like with DC, they picked one audience and they catered to the diehard fans. They catered to superhero fans that are going to show up multiple times to watch their movie. I already saw Superman 3 times. Wish I saw it 4, 5, 6, 7. Because we're gonna show up. We're gonna show up. We're gonna show up 5 times, and that's 4 times. That's 5 times more than the general public, right? So I show up once, and the other 4 times that I show up is 1, 2, 3, 4 people that didn't show up, and that's the general audience. There's your money. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So yeah, we know that Franklin has cosmic powers and Doctor Doom wants him. Yay. Okay, let's see how this is going to connect to Doctor Doom movie. Hopefully, and all these people showing up. Shang-Chi, like Thor, Loki. How are we gonna have enough scenes in this movie for it to make sense? I'm done filming. I'm done filming this. I'm done filming this video because it's just kind of like, I don't know, guys. I don't know how to really talk about Fantastic Four. I didn't hate it. It's just that it's a 6 out of 10. Thunderbolts for me was an 8 out of 10. So was Captain America. Captain America was an 8 out of 10 for me. And then the movie before that was 10, not even a question. Or was the movie before that Guardians of the Galaxy, right? And that movie's a 10 out of 10 for sure. Guardians of the Galaxy is a 10 out of 10. All right, guys, let me know what you thought about Fantastic Four. I know you're going to hate me in the comments for giving this movie a 6 out of 10, but it stays a 6 out of 10. I tried to watch it a second time thinking that it was going to bump up my score because with Superman, it was originally a 9 out of 10 and it immediately bumped up to a 10 out of 10 on the second and third watch. But on the second watch, it's still a 6 out of 10 for me. Yeah. So let me know down in the comments what you think about this movie. Let me know what movie you want me to watch next. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.